A bonus. This is actually a bonus for the uh, clear your blind spots and make a deeper impact workshop that we did yesterday. Holly has a breathing bonus that she's doing. It's gonna be super somatic. Business energy is very, very, very powerful. I wanted to throw something in too. Um, and so, and if you want to come on Zoom, I'm gonna actually drop the link just so if anybody wants to jump on, because this might actually be cool to do with some people. So if you're like wanting to really clear out some stuff, this is actually a bonus for the clear reverb with some people. So if you're like, all right, so the Zoom link's there. So if you want to jump on, let's get started. All right, so what I really want to do is clear out any money blocks, any scarcity, any like things in the way of you investing in yourself and really taking your business to the next level. And I think the best way to do that is to actually simulate you investing in getting support. And it doesn't necessarily need to be with us. And if it clears you out to like work with us, that's awesome. High five. If you clear out these blocks and go work with somebody else that you're more aligned with, that's cool too. High five. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Now I'm gonna grab some water. This is actually gonna be a little intense. All right, so let's get started. So I want to, one thing first is you want to like get a piece of paper or a pen and piece of paper. And we want to really look at the things that keep us from investing in ourselves. And we want to make sure, and we want to clear out any of those things, right? And some of them might be legitimate, right? There might be real reasons not to invest in yourself. There might be real situations, right? And that's fine, right? And if we can clear out any of if we can just take a chance and just clear out any of the possibilities of mindset induced, trauma induced, wound, unhealed wound induced, anything that's like in the way that's around that type of stuff, then what we can do is we can, then you can come from nothing and choose, this is not actually the right time. This is actually not the time to invest in your business. So I want to give you a little bit of, and it doesn't matter your circumstances. It doesn't matter your circumstances at all, because, and I'll tell my story really quick. I've had two or three different stories where I didn't have the money to invest. One was when I was in the affiliate space and I needed, so the way that the program worked is it had multiple layers. I think it's like 5 different programs. One was 25, one was 100, one was 500, one was 1,000, and one was $3,500. And when and if you didn't own all the products, you couldn't make money on when you sold one of the programs. And I sold several people into the programs at the $25 and $100 level, but nobody was investing in the higher levels. And until one day, I had somebody message me and say, "Hey, I'm going to cash in my 401k," right? And so this is the first step. So what we're ultimately going to be doing at the end of this is come up with ways to prove that you're actually resourceful, that you could actually come up with money, like no matter what. Even if some of you have money to invest, but we're going to think of like 10 times the normal investment for a program, or 50 times. Think of like if there was real estate. I'll give you an example, right? Imagine there would be a house on the ocean, right, in Florida. And normally speaking, this house would be like a $3 to $5 million house, right? You get a call from somebody, the owner, and they're like, "Hey, I own this house free and clear. I don't owe anything on it, but I owe back taxes, right? I owe back taxes on this house, right? What? And would you want the house? I owe $50,000 worth of back taxes on this house. And you get first dibs at this house. Would you be able to find the money to get the house? Because you could live in it, you could rent it, you could live in one room and rent out the other rooms. You could just buy it and then sell it for like easily next day, $2 million, right? And if you think of your business as that vehicle, right? The like a house, and where you just need to invest $50,000, and I'm not saying something's $50,000, just saying hypothetically, $50,000 into your business, and it could be a $3 million business, right? And put 2 million profit in your pocket, and okay, so if we can come from that space of that's the possibility, right? You just need to find the money. So now what's all the things that's in the way of you finding the money? So some of you might have 401k or have investments that you have all kinds of resistance. But if you believe that this is really, you have this opportunity for your business and you just need to find the money to pull it out and invest in your business, then it's the thing. So let's start here, and we're going to start clearing on if you have money tied up, or just even in the thought of if you have resistance of investing that kind of money or any money into your business. Like, where's the resistance coming? What's that there, right? Or that maybe it's even the other side of it is it's like, oh, I don't need my business to be a $3 million business. I don't need that type of money and all of the blocks and limitations on that side. I just want to make an impact, and I just want to be this minimalist, like not do a big thing. And you have a purpose in this world. If you can really make a difference with people, I know you can, right? Because you've been led on this path to make an impact in this world. And you are meant to do big things. If you've seen yourself standing on stage and speaking to thousands of people, if you saw yourself impacting hundreds, not thousands of times, if you've ever had these glimpses, it's, Steve Harvey says, like, God puts those things in your mind. These are real. You can't actually conceive things that aren't possible, right? We're just not that smart. So let's do our quantum rapid shifting on all the resistance of having a big business and making that type of money, or that investing in your business and like the resistance that's got going there, or if you have money tied up and you're like, and you don't want a loan against it or take it out or any of that, like all the resistance. Let's just clear that shit out, and then we can go on with some more shit. Okay. So the way this modality works, it's 3 steps, and we use something. So your eyes are actually attached to. So if you haven't watched the clear, the workshop, your eyes are attached to the back of your brain, which I don't know all the technology, how knows the technical thing, but the back of your thing where all your memories are stored. And when we can clear the emotional connection to the memory, it actually releases these triggers, these resistances, and all the things. Then we are going to use meridian points on so you're going to use your third eye. You're going to take your thumb. So we're going to use our thumb to do the clearing. Then we're going to use our thumb here to touch your wrist. And then you're going to put your hand on your forehead, and you're gonna release it. And then we're gonna tap the positive thing into your chest. So let's start it out. Everybody here, any questions? Let me check to see, make sure there is no questions. Cool. No questions. I don't know if there is. Okay. Cool. All right, Ryan, hopefully if you're still here. All right, let's do this. So we're gonna any resistance to investing in our business, any resistance to showing like really taking our business seriously as a business and really going forward with it, like any resistance of having it be this huge business like that makes a huge impact, or like say that you have funds that are there, but you're like resisting to like go get them and like your user, maybe you have a credit card which you don't want to use. Here on that, so sometimes we can do the circles, depending on. So I'm going to give you a couple of variations of this. This can totally work. It's great. And then if you want to go to the next level with it, sometimes don't go too fast. If you're getting a release, just move on to the next thing and move on to this. And then you're going to say release, 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 release. And if you want to throw in some Pona, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Sorry. Please forgive me. If you're watching the replay. All right. So now we're going to tap. Loosen up anything else that's in our chest. And we are going to create a positive statement. If you saw the workshop, we can't just rip stuff out without creating the new positive thing. So what's the new positive thing we're creating? Let's see here. So we are infinitely abundant and resourceful. When we can find money and can come up with money, it's like currency. We need to take it and use it to make more money. It's when I invest money, I make a bigger impact. When my business grows, I make more impact. When my business gets to a certain, like when my business is larger, I make equal the amount of impact to how big it gets. But the larger it gets, the more the impact, the more the ripple effect, the more contribution I get to make in there. All right. How's that feel? You need to like take a second, drink some water. You still feel something there, feel free to take a relax. All right, so like I was saying, I'm in this program and I had somebody come to me and they were cashing in their 401k and they're like, I'm gonna go all in, right? And so any resistance, write this down, to going all in your coaching and putting all your effort and all your energy and all your focus, like to really go in all in your business, right? And actually creating your life around your business. A lot of us we're trying to compartmentalize our life when this is our purpose, this is our mission, this is what, and it's like, are you still a coach when you're spending time with your kids? Like, or are you trying to do multiple things? So maybe carrying on anywhere that you're resisting, going all in your business and your mission, your purpose. Release, 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 release. All right. And I got the release from Brendan Burchard and High Performing Habits. I think that's really good. Anyways, all right, moving on. So I don't have the money. I have the money. I have all the three product or the first couple products. I didn't have the $3,500 one, and so I literally sold everything that I had. Right, I was living in my mom's house, so it was about $800 worth of stuff. Um, so any resistance that you have of selling stuff that you're not using, that you'll never use, that you're hoarding, and taking that money and investing it in your business. Release it. Release, 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 release. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Release, release, release. And again, these things might not be aligned to you, and that's fine. But let's clear out all the shit and see what's aligned or not. So $800. Next, I go to my grandmother. And I borrowed $1,500. Actually, she gave it to me. She told me not to give it back, and gave me $1,500. She said, "I'm not going to give you it all. But here's $1,500." And I'm so glad she didn't, because it gave me the ultimate lesson of being resourceful after that. So any resistance you have of asking friends or family or anybody for support and getting resources for your business to invest in getting the help in your business. And think of it, it's like wherever that is. And this is like a lot of pride comes up. I had a lot of pride of asking. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Release, 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 release. Love you. Sorry. Please. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I mean, we can keep on just putting things in. It's like I'm not gonna allow pride to get in the way of my purpose and mission. And people want to serve me. They want to contribute to me. They want to make this difference with me. And why not give them the opportunity to do that? Ooh. There we go. All right, next one. So then I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to be working from home. I don't need a vehicle or a car or anything. So I put it on Craigslist and got no offer. Zero. And I then said, screw it. I'm going to go and take it around from dealership to dealership and dealership and dealership. I went to like 23 dealerships. And I'm like, everyone wanting to give me what I owed on it. But I knew because I had 0% interest that it was worth way more than what they were offering. And so I held out, and then I finally got creative. So anything that's like blocking you from even being creative around this and like coming up with creative ideas and ways of finding the money, clear it out. Or doing whatever the fuck it takes. I just did whatever it took. Not saying that you need to sell your power. Just saying getting the things that, like getting all the pride, getting out any of the things that are holding us from just doing whatever it takes. And it's not just investing, it's actually the things that are in the way of you just doing whatever it takes to be successful in your business and going out there full thrust as yourself. Right? So anything that's in the way of just going completely ham, hard as a motherfucker. So release, 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 release. Love you. I'm sorry. Please return. Okay, so finally get creative, and I go to a place and they say, hey, I know, or I said, I know that this car needs this, this, and this. I think I needed like $800 at that point of raising different funds. And I have a friend that can do the work. And I talked to a friend, said, hey, need to go here. Ultimately, I was not caused him going there and getting the work done. So I take responsibility what happens next. I show up on Monday. So I took the $800, I put it in the bank, went to go buy the product. I noticed I was $100 shy. Something came up for $100 on my bank account. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just wait till Monday, communicated. Came in Monday. I said, hey, I'm here to pick up the rest of my money. Like, oh, your guy never showed up, which I take responsibility. I'm not showing up. Definitely. I was like, okay, where's my car? And they're like, wait, well, your car, we actually sold it. Oh, fuck. Oh. Okay. Now I don't have a car. Anyways, so now what do I do? The only thing that I didn't sell that I had was a watch. It was a Breitling watch. And it had like some sentimental value to it because you know, I had a mentor in sales and he owed me money. He gave it to me. And so I went into a pawn shop. I said, hey, I want to get rid of it. I want to sell this. How much would you give it to me for it? And they're like, oh, it's, is it real? And I'm like, I really don't know. And so he called in the owner. Owner's like looking at it with magnifying glass. He's like, it's a really high-end fake, but it is a fake. And we can't buy it. So I'm going to say, so what's in the way of you selling something that you have that may be valuable, but maybe you have like there's like you have that you take value in it, but you don't use it. It's not like actually doing anything for you. It's just there. I had somebody, we had a client, she had a freaking like some sort of gem that she had, and it was worth like $100,000. She just had it, like it was just there, and she ended up, I don't know, taking a loan again. I don't know how it all worked, but it was just pretty amazing. But she just had this thing sitting there, and so let's clear out anything that's in the way of us selling anything that isn't really bringing us value, but it's just there, and we just have these like attachments to things. Release, 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 release. All right. Ultimately, we are going to make ultimate ROI in our life, in our business, when we invest in ourselves, when we invest in getting support. We get a return on our money, and we'll make our money back, and we can always buy those things back if we really, really want them. When we've made impact with hundreds, if not thousands, and tens of thousands of people that need you. They want you. They're waiting for the wisdom. They're waiting for the transformation that you bring to them. All right. So, the original guy that I talked to was like, hey, I know that we can't buy this, and as a store, but I like it. So I had it was like a little bit of a humbling experience for me. And he's like, I'll buy it for $100. Will you do 150? No. So anywhere that your ego is flaring up and you're like, no, I can't let go of this thing, or I'm this makes me something to have this, or whatever, that like this, like, or this means something that I'm selling these things. There's something there, right? So let's let go of that. Release, 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 release. Releasing all that ego and self-importance. My ego is the thing that's stopping me from getting the results in my life and my business. because it's telling me that I am in danger of actually taking action. I'm in danger somehow. You're not in danger. You are. You're on the path to make a huge impact and difference with people. All right, let me see if make sure. All right, so I'm going to talk about. So there's been other times. So I took the $100, I put it into the program, bought the program. I've in exchange made $8,000 that month, and then $12,000 the next month, and then made hundreds of thousands of dollars in that space. But ultimately, if I wouldn't have made that jump and made that leap in investment, I would have never invested, went down the personal development and transformation space, and I would have never teamed up with Holly, and I would have never, we would never invested in the coaches and the support that we've invested in to get to where we are now. So now we've done $1 million in a coaching business, and so we would never be, if I wouldn't have just made that leap at that moment. So yeah, so that's all right. So let's talk about some other things of places where you might feel like what a resistance to investing. One is that you're worth it. Like really, like are you worth it to invest? So let's clear anything that's in the way of you feeling that you're worth and that you're valuable enough to like actually receive the support and the guidance through a program. So, go for as long as you need until that release. Like I'm on a release roll. Sometimes you'll see it go faster and faster. All right, one, release. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. If you're watching the replay, you can always just pause this. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. All right. Next one is that you'll do the work, right? It's like sometimes we won't invest in a program because you don't feel like you're going to actually, that you're not disciplined enough to actually do the work to get the value out of the program. So, and so the thing to put in place, I am worth, like, I couldn't invest the amount of money of how much I'm worth, right? You are infinitely worth. You are part of divine source. You are part and made in God's image. You are ultimately so amazingly worthy and valuable that you are worth so many programs and so much to invest into. You are the best investment that you could be making. All right, so let's get back to like, will you do the work? So as like I guess there's two sides of this. It's like you're second guessing yourself. It's like there's trust broken. So break any sort of anywhere that you like not taken action, you've not put in the work before. Let's clear on that. And now, love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. So forgive yourself. Forgive me. I forgive myself for not doing the work those other times. And take on that maybe the program is what you need, because you need some people are designed where they need the structure, they need the thing to they need the things in the place to ultimately make the if I knew what to do, then I would be doing the work. And sometimes that's what's necessary in the program. I don't know. I have a call right now. Oh, should be on. Okay, good. We can finish this. Divine timing. So much. Let's finish this up. We're going to speed through. The next one is that will I make the time for this? Well, for one, is like, why are you not taking the time? Why don't you find that working in your purpose and your passion in like where you're going is worth working on and putting in the time, right? So let's clear anything that's in the way of you perceiving that your mission and your purpose is actually worth putting the time in. Now release. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Release, 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 release. This is the ultimate purpose. This is why you are here. This is the mission. Anything else is a distraction. And maybe this is the problem, is that you have all of these, you might be certified in all these things, and you're doing all these other things. You're not sure how to actually focus the energy, focus the time, and focus all the things. That's what a good program does, is it helps you focus your energy and focus your time. And when you have the structures and you have the things in place, you can do that. All right, so that's next thing. That will get through all the blocks and do the work. That you have these blocks, you have these things that are coming up. Take on that. It's like like our program. I can't speak for all other programs. Is that we do the works. It's like we had a client the other day. She said, I thought this program was about creating helping me create my program. But what I didn't know is it's actually about clearing all the blocks that are in the way of me creating my program so that I can create my program. And so let's clear any of those. That's it. Anything that's in the way that you think that you need to be doing work before you need to do join and get started and do the work, right? That you need to do some pre-work. You're the person that cleans the house before the nanny or before the housekeeper comes to the house. Like, it's not, you don't need to do any there's no pre-work needed. It's like for the right program, the program that's holistic and does all the things, and you don't need to do work, right? So clear any of that shit. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I am enough now. I am enough now. I can just show up and it'll be enough. I can start exactly where I am. Ooh, thank you. All right. Fear of not getting my money back. All right. So you have fears, scarcity, like I'm not going to make the money back. Well, take on the one thing is that you're brand new and you never had this. It's like there's going to be a lot of these clearings, a lot of the things that we need to do and teach you discipline and teach you all these things. And you might not make your money back. It's just a thing, even though we actually have a guarantee in our program, but other programs don't have this. We'll work with you until you at least make your money back. As long as you're showing up and doing the work and you're constantly moving things forward, that's one of our guarantees. And you don't need to make the money back. It's like you could just the disciplines, just the learning, just the everything, the who you get to become in the process of the program could be enough. All right. Pride for asking for support. And so let's clear any of that out. Love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Feel free to pause this. I'm going too fast. All right. Next one. Support is how you get where you want. The mastermind, bringing people in to get you to where you need to go. That's the way, right? It's a collective. Next is debt is bad. Clear out the debt is bad. I'm unwilling to take any debt because it's bad. We've been taught that it's bad. Ultimately, if you look at real estate investors, they take on millions and millions of dollars. They're trying to figure out how they can take on more debt. Hey, brother, I'm just finishing a video, and cool. So I want you to clear on anything that you have that is like debt is bad, and that there's some sort of shame around having debt, especially when you're investing it into your purpose and your passion, your mission here, right? Like, this isn't bad. This is like some sort of story somebody made up. Fuck Dave Ramsey. Like, I'll say it, right? So like that guy went bankrupt and now has been freaking projecting all of his shit on everybody for years, and it's made millions of dollars projecting his freaking debt is bad BS on everybody. So let's clear that shit out. I apologize for all the cursing. I got a little wired up there. All right, let's clear it up. Love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. All right. So that is a tool that we use to invest in really making the impact that we're here for. And if you are really here to play a big game, just the money that you currently have might not be adequate to get you to where you want to go. And that you're going to have to dig into some other resources to get you to where you really want to be. Awesome. Hopefully this is valuable. If you want the support, if you want our guidance to get you where you want to go, just reach out, or maybe there's a calendar or something below this. Let's have a conversation and see if it's a good fit. Make sure it's aligned. I appreciate everyone. We're stopping the live, stopping recording.